What up, y'all? This is Jokerz Gallery right here on the Fago Lovers Network. Another edition of 5 Piece coming at you where we rank all things underground Juggalo related. Today we got another exciting topic coming for you. Another one that really made us put on the thinking caps. Top 5 album closers of all time. And man, whenever I think about those Joker cards, those are some heavy hitters that some of the other competition is going to be going up against. Go ahead and introduce the panel before we get into it. At the top right there, host of Speak Your Clout podcast and UFCD on Studio 17, Mike Sears.
What's good, y'all? Jokerz Gallery in this bitch. 5 Piece. Been the boys, regular shit. It's all good.
Then down at the bottom, we got the Larry King of the Underground holding it down on 5 Piece. Luke the Goon.
That's good. Undergroundcatacombs.com since we're plugging stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a chain made. I feel left out. And then joining us today, we got a special guest to list his top 5 album closers of all time. Dustin, the homie, checking in.
What up? Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Like I said, it's top 5 album closers of all time. I've already mentioned those Joker cards have got some heavy hitters that were immediately in contention. And then you go back and you think about some of the classics that Twisted have had, some of the classics on the Esham albums, some of the classics. Even Blaze kind of was on the top 5 honorable mention. Is he going to make the 5 spot? Is he going to be honorable mention for some tracks? So I'll go ahead and get into it because there's a lot to talk about. At my 5 spot, it's one that I probably hold a little bit near and dear to my heart because I've seen the first performance of it ever live at the Gathering 2009. It'll be Bang Pow Boom off the album Bang Pow Boom.
In the deserts of Nevada, where nothing else matter, it's the perfect place for you when your intestines is splatter. And well, Bang Pow Boom steady stomps you all out. You in the hell for the nuclear fallout. With the snakes and fakes, creepy sneaks, hoods and crooks, horny freaks, shady ladies, evil Ernie's, Richie Ricks and Charlie Cheeps. Bang Pow Boom. They say the show is the bomb. I heard it straight up explosive, some even call it napalm. Nobody battles back, this ain't no kind of war. It's a one-way execution, blow you straight the hell through the floor. What the fuck you think you here for? Sound the alarm, ladies and gentlemen, eat shit and die. Let's bring them on with a bang.
Say goodbye to everything. Your complete annihilation is the reason he came. And a power, he's wiping everything out. Turn your whole fucking world into a mushroom cloud. And a boom, it's your inevitable doom. Nobody escapes and everybody's consumed.
They blew up the Gathering whenever they performed that shit. They had to spend $50,000 in fireworks to go with the actual song. And if you know the song, you know that the fireworks went perfectly with it, and they didn't tell anybody, or nobody knew that the fireworks were going to go off. So you hear this, you hear the song that you've never heard because Bang Pow Boom wasn't out yet. So this is literally the first time we're all hearing this, and then like the explosions are going off. It's fucking Dark Carnival magic. So that song immediately got a spot in my top 5, so I had to put it on there. It'd be 5 spot Bang Pow Boom for me.
Oh, yeah, brother. That's the shit. It's like when that record first came out, I was just ecstatic, you know what I'm saying? Because like everyone knows I hate that fucking 3 album run of just trash. But yeah, nice choice, brother. Love that shit.
That album, like you said, I didn't like the. I like Tempest a little bit, but it's not on that. It's not on that Joker. It's not on that Joker card tip. But like you said, when Bang Pow Boom came out, those had that had tracks that I could show my homies that were Juggalos in 2001. I'd play In Your Face for them, and they'd be like, "Damn, this sounds like fucking 1998 shit. Let me fucking check out this album." So yeah, Bang Pow Boom holds a special place in my heart. It kind of relit the whole magic.
It's a funny story because my uncle was like, I didn't even see this nigga get out the car. I ran out in the mall and just copped all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, dog. It was like Christmas Day, and the record, and this shit is banging too. You know?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, that was a rebirth. They had to come back with a better album cover. The recordings on that album are really good.
They were on fire for that whole time that they were recording all those albums, because if you think back to the Nuclear Edition, they've got all those ones that were like secret tracks or tracks you only got on a certain color and things like that. You got It's All Over, man. That's one of my favorite ICP tracks of all time, and that wasn't even on the fucking album. That's how many fucking fire tracks they were putting out in that recording session. You could tell that they were ready to get it. They hadn't done a Joker card style Dark Carnival theme, whatever you want to call it, for quite some time. It was like 7 years or 5 years if you count Hell's Pit, 7 if you count Shangri-La is the one, and you could tell they had tons of ideals and tons of energy for it, and it played out on Bang Pal Boom, made it for a classic album. Because a lot of people were looking at Second Deck, that's kind of whack. They said they weren't going to do that, and then Bang Pal Boom was so good, I think it kind of made people get over that. It was like, if the music's going to be this good and it's going to have the story that I'm used to and shit like that, I'll roll with this. And I was definitely on board to roll with the Second Deck once I heard Bang Pal Boom.
Oh yeah, brother. My number 5, we're going to 1998, 1999. It's on both versions of the album. Most Tasteless, Renditions of Reality.
When you slip into reality, hoes wanna straddle me, player haters wanna battle me, but I shed them all like calories. Prophecy preacher, lend your ear and I'll reach you, and if you're willing to be taught, I'm a teacher. I'm not a people person. Truth is I can't stand too many people. So many fake the funk and perpetrating, call me evil, but evil is a harsh word. Tell the mockingbird that I said it. A man of my word, I won't regret it if I let it get to me like it get to them. I'm no better. The same message over and over with different sender. Player hating is an art of a scandalous and shafty person. Some do it oh so well, I'll be damned if they don't rehearse it. Disperse it to people like me and you every day, and they expect the common man to turn his cheek and walk away. And now I pray for an end of the madness. No more sadness shall fall to my people that preside to be the fattest in all that they do and say, but overshadowed by a cloud turning night to day. It's so tremendous that you couldn't even walk away if you chose to. You even supposed to watch the ones you close to. Now that's insane.
So good, man. Like, homeboy gets killed. You want to do some retaliation, but it's like he's still gonna be dead. They're gonna bring him back, type shit. Love that shit. Monoxide and Mad Dogs verses are both amazing. Right away to close out an album too, a classic album like Most Tasteless with renditions, man. Classic, bro.
Yeah, they rap so hard on that song.
Yeah,
I was listening to renditions earlier, and I was like, man, they went off. And then obviously, like, that beat is the beat's really fitting for like an end of album track, and kind of like a make you think track. I don't know.
And they're saying shit that I live by. I'm not a people person. I can't stand too many people. That's true. You know what I'm saying?
So many fake the funk, perpetrate evil. Hell yeah, man. And then the remix they put out on Cryptic Collection 1 that had like the extra instrumentation, piano, that like added an extra layer to that song too. I love that fucking song.
Absolutely.
I love immediately when that beat comes in right as the track starts. You know, the good stuff.
One of my dogs passed and shit. So fucking good.
All right, yeah, my number 5. This is probably pretty surprising to everybody who watches these because I'm usually first 6, but this one's actually very recent. I'll flip the rap. Be safe.
Be safe.
Watch your step. Take it easy. You can't replace what you mean to me. Without you, tell me where the fuck I'd be. Out of sight.
Nah, man. That shit ain't even funny. Thoughts of a world without you in it. A motherfucker wouldn't last. We crashed fast. 2 minutes. We couldn't even make a sentence. It's true. Now without the A-E-I-O, sometimes why and every time you can't spell without the vowel. You the power source, we the carrot stuck. Motherfucker, you our horse. You the lead singer, breadwinner, battery pack. It's cause of you, it don't matter, we whack. It's flattery that made the bitch give it up. Without you, we giving up. And shit, we celebrating when we living it up. Hate to admit it, but our lives wouldn't have been nothing but fucking drama if your daddy never nutted up in your mama.
Be safe.
Watch your step. Take it easy. You can't replace what you mean to me.
It's so, especially like for like a closer, like during Fago Armageddon, like, you know, peace, because everybody's about to go home and shit or whatever after the, you know, I don't know. I like that song quite a bit, especially as a closer. Works so good, and it's a lot different than the rest of ICP stuff. It's kind of like, you know, usually they're trying to kill people, and that's what they're telling you. Watch your step.
That song should have closed Fearless Fred Fury, in my opinion. That should have been the album closer for the Jokerz card. It was so good.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, like they ended it with like what? I Like It Rough. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely an odd decision there. Almost as odd of a decision as the Another Love Song video, which we'll keep bringing up on this show.
Yeah. Yes. Perfect Fago Armageddon song.
Yeah, that's another reason I put Bang Pow Boom at the 5 spot, because it's a great Faygo Armageddon song too, and it lasts forever. If that's your Faygo Armageddon song, you pay for VIP, you get your $100 worth. And you're up there like 8 minutes just spraying people down.
Yeah, as long as Faygo lasts.
Straight up.
It is weird that like with Fearless Fred, there's like the ending track, and that was another thing I was trying to figure out during this. Is like some of these albums, there's like an album ender, and then there's like this extra kind of like outerlude track, or there's just like something else. And it's weird that, you know, it goes from Freedom to the Beware to I Like It Rough. Like, that should have been like a, you know, like a deluxe edition track or something.
Or those two songs should have been flipped.
Exactly. Yeah.
What you got at your 5 spot, Dustin?
So I tried to really like branch out on this list and try to just really be open-minded and kind of explore things I haven't, you know, maybe listened to a while. And I'm actually going to go with, because we're doing all things Wicked and Juggalo. And
Yeah.
I went with a.x.e. Going to Hell.
To the world that I once loved, suck my dick, drown in a pool of blood. All you've ever done is eat your young, pray for violence, pastors of the black tone. My troublesome outlook is an endless fathom. I can see the chasm in the screaming masses. Now the beast that has them breathing magma and ashes that grease the passage. I burn my way through these gates. My afterlife has an aftertaste of sulfur, burning forever. The offer, the souls that sin, I sin to the slaughter. Again, I'm not whole within. All I know is sin, and I know I'm going to hell, 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 hell. We're going to hell, 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 hell. I'll see you in hell, hell, hell.
Ain't nobody gonna hate on that on this program. if they do, we'll throw them the fuck off.
Yeah, I just love just the blunt statement that song makes, and it's just it's a good, you know, ender for them.
Mm-hmm.
I really like at the end of the track how before it ends, I think it's Billy who has the last verse. I could be wrong, but it ends with the clip of Mosley again saying the Almighty, and then it fades out.
Yeah.
And I love when people like bring anything back from like an intro back into the outro. Whether it's like a guitar, you know, it could be a guitar riff, it could be a line, but they just kind of bring it back around. So
yeah, bring it full circle.
We talked about how those Joker cards are famous for those album enders. Acts are known juggalos, and you could tell that they definitely took note to make your album enders mean something to people, and they do. I'll move it up to my 5 spot now. Song from Amazing Jekyll Brothers would be the 4 spot, actually. Nothing's Left off of the Amazing Jekyll Brothers.
Purple, red, yellow, forest green. There's no desert that ain't seen rain. Nobody here that ain't felt pain. There's no bigot that ain't been clowned. There's no treasure that I ain't found. Ain't no cave they never explored. Ain't no mother that ain't been ignored. There's no leader that ain't been led. There's no blood that ain't been shed. There's no dish they never made. Ain't no brick they never laid. Everything left's been done before. Nothing's new, nowhere to explore. On the day when the wagons come, I just pray that you let me out. On the day when the wagons come, I just pray that you let me out. On the day when the wagons come, I just pray that you let me out. On the day when the wagons come, I just pray, I just pray. On the day when the wagons come, I just pray that you let me out. On the day when the wagons come, I just pray that you let me out. On the day when the wagons come, I just pray that you let me out. On the day when the wagons come, will you let me out? Won't you let me out? Won't you let me out? Won't you let me out?
We've talked about it on previous episodes, but it's just a magical track, man. It gives you them fucking Dark Carnival magic feelings. And on the days when the wagons come, I just pray that you let me on. And it fades out to that, man. Love it. Love that shit, man.
Yeah.
So I definitely had to put it on my list.
It's great. It's such a great build up too, because it's, you know, it's them rapping with no like really beat under it, and then it kicks in with on the day, and then it's just like good build.
It's like a crescendo in the middle of the song. It's classic for an ending track. I mean, it leaves you on that high note like you want on an album ender.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And then Shaggy screaming at the beginning, where he's like, "Ain't nothing left from here. Fuck you. I'm out." Like that shit's dope.
Oh yeah, Shaggy always figured out some way to bring some freshness to the track, even if he only gets 30 seconds.
Yeah, even if he's doesn't technically have a verse, he's got something that he contributes.
Why you got to ruin the moment?
Yeah.
And the heartbeat is so fitting.
Yeah. Speaking of Shaggy making something out of nothing, I always think of that 6 foot, 7 foot song where he comes in out of the nowhere, just fucking murders like 4 lines, and Violent J's like, "You got a solo album, shut up," or some shit like that. I was like, "Man, I want to hear the rest of this fucking verse from Shaggy." He only got 4 lines and he fucking killed it. We got your 4 spot, Mike.
Number 4, we going to 1994. We going to Closed Casket, Esham. The title track, Closed Casket.
And fuck the preacher, I'm gonna kill him when I catch him. Put your body in the coffin and stretch him. Closed casket. And I don't wanna die with my eyes closed. I said I don't wanna die with my eyes closed. Cause I wanna see you when I get to the I don't really wanna feel no pain, I'm ill. I'd rather be dead still. Lay me down, let my body rot. From the buckshot to my knot. And hell is getting hot. Watch the hammer cock boom.
That shit is brutal. I don't want to die with my eyes closed. That fucking, the drums and that shit. Esham's production was crazy then. He was doing it himself. Amazing song, amazing closer. Just some evil shit, some wicked shit, real wicked shit. So yeah. Number 4 is Closed Casket off Closed Casket.
Yeah, Closed Casket, absolutely my favorite Esham project.
Same.
Yeah.
And what a way to close out the album. Just
oh yeah, you can't fuck with that album.
It's a hard beat too.
Yeah, the beat is crazy.
Yeah.
And like we said before, it's crazy how like he basically freestyles a lot of his shit. So it's like,
yeah,
how the fuck does he do some of that shit?
It's
wild.
That beat is fire.
I love the mix on that album.
Yeah,
it's so raw and like loud and just it's good.
Yeah, real shit.
All right, I guess I'll go to mine number 4, right? A 4, which is off of Riddlebox. I'm Coming Home.
I live my life in the gutter. And this gutter is who I am. Take me back home to my gutter. And I swear I won't ever leave again.
Hey, I'm coming home. Home to the criminals and crooks. Home to the gangbangers shooting dirty looks. Home to the killer cops beating on my ass. Home to my 72 Valari praying it will last. Past all the rich bitches trying to play me out. Dog ain't out my neighborhood, don't know what it's about. So now I'm clocking duckets, never hanging with the rich. I'd rather hang out with the crickets at the party store, bitch.
Home to the criminals and crooks. Home to the gangbangers shooting dirty looks. Love that song.
I'm gonna just
the cops beating on my ass.
Yeah,
it's my number 3. I'll just go with Luke. It's my number 3.
Yeah,
So,
it's so good. I always play that song whenever I'm going back to my hometown. I just put that shit on. Like, come on home. I love that shit.
Yeah, it always gets bumped whenever I was pulling up to a gathering. I'm Coming Home is the track to play when you're pulling up to the gathering, and they're like directing you to go like Big Ballers is over here, Camping's over here, Car Pass is here. You play bumping I'm Coming Home.
Yeah, it's also my first Fago Armageddon I'm Coming Home was the last song that was played. So
Nice.
yeah,
I live my life in the gutter. Come on, bro. It's
Love that
Juggalo
shit,
fucking-
man.
Gutter is who I am.
Yeah.
Dope.
Grammy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my number 3, so I figured I'd just go Luke with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
We got your 4 spot, Dustin.
All right, I figured I'd throw something kind of funny and stupid in here, but I think it's important because it's very nostalgic and it takes you back to the days when stuff like this would be relevant. But the last track from Dark Lotus, Tales from the Lotus, pod.com.
It's a lot of important people involved in making the Juggalo world go round. And this right here is a special shout out to those people. Of course, there's no way to possibly cover all the people that make the Juggalo world go round. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Motherfucker.com, BazarNinjas.com.
For Juggalos, by Juggalos.net.
It's like a time warp. Because if you remember all those websites, you sit there and you try to flash back and remember how many of those websites you went to back in the day.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like, Juggalo Family is the last like actual song. So you can maybe say that that's like the ender, but like, this is the last track. And it's just funny, to think about like hearing that it's cool that they did that. They named off all the websites, and I think eventually they start making some of them up. And the funniest one to me was wearejugalopaintball.com.
Which probably actually really existed.
But
there was so many Angel Fire websites back in the day. Like I remember on InsaneClownPosse.com, they had like the link section, and it was all fan sites. And they you would be on InsaneClownPosse.com, and they would take the time to go and put all the fan sites up in the links. It was fucking dope.
Yeah, but just kind of a funny, almost like a skit type thing that just takes you back when you hear people talking about all those types of websites and stuff. So.
Yo. I'll move it up to my 3 spot now. Be off the one of the albums, Bizarre, Crystal Ball.
Crystal ball, I'm seeing thugs, both catching and firing slugs.
Paper for drugs.
I see a line waiting on block G's a mile long, all trying to be strong.
It's the same old song.
But when I'm looking into everybody's faces, they souls are headed other places, and they ain't worried about paying them dues down here
because they motherfucking futures crystal clear.
Love that song. Talked about how with Nothing's Left, it's almost got that Nothing's Left with the on the days when the wagons come. It's just got a different like flow to it about it, but it's got that same feel to me, and it just kind of plays out with the thunderstorm in the background and shit for a crystal ball. Super dope. And the concept too. You're looking in the crystal ball.
Yeah, man. Jamie's like, Juggalo loves got each other's backs and shit. That shit is fire, man.
Look at my crystal ball. It's all black. And
Mono.
Mono kills it, man. And it has everybody on it. One of the few closing tracks it has like a lot of the crew on it. So definitely had to have Crystal Ball in there.
So good.
Love that fucking track. Love that whole. Love both albums of Bizarre.
Same.
Pendulum's Promise could have been right there. It was pretty much a coin flip.
Fucking worship that song. You already know how I feel about that.
We got your 3 spot, Mike.
I said, what is it? I'm Coming Home.
Oh, you had to, that's right. You had the same one.
Yeah.
So we're at Loot now.
All right, my number 3. Something a little. It's not really that different. If you know me, you probably figure Zooligans off of Church of Zool.
Zool again for life.
Hi, the name's Lee. As you can see, I'm a tad creepy. 94 degrees in a black beanie. I'm not sleepy, I swear from the drug use. If your face ain't a mask made of human flesh. Fuck you. I hate mustard, I hate humans. Super mutant, tell your whims off for amusement. The bitch I tried to stab, called me fat. Man, that shit's hurtful. I cut her head off, fucked her neck in a prayer circle. The family that I represent are all about the moment. I'm just taking what they're thinking collectively and recorded. Distorted and a bit disturbed. You into action figures?
Yeah, fuck off, nerd.
Dragging you back to my secret place and ate her brains like a plate of fucking zebra case. All I know is that friends they come and go. Throw them horns in the sky. You're a hooligan for life. Hooligan for life. Hooligan for life. Hooligan for life. Hooligan for life.
I fucking love Joe's verse on that, where he's like, you know, it's like, I used to be fat and sad back in the bad days. Now I'm fat, paid backstage eating snack cakes. But in the grand scheme, money is worthless. Could have never heard a damn thing. Y'all made it worth it. You got a homie in me. I'll always only be just a song away, even on your darkest day. Shit's so dope. And like we said this before. There's such humble fucking dudes that's like, when you hear them say that, you know it's genuine and shit. You know, so.
Yeah, it's like when we talked about hearing Shaggy say it on Shockumentary. You know, whenever it's coming from somebody that's proved it with their actions, it means a lot more. And Joe Black and everybody involved with LLE proves it every day. Yeah. Speaking of so much, they got like a 40% sale going on for July 4th. Almost like half off. So
some bitch call me.
This will be way past when it's past, but still a good appreciation week. Yeah.
Some bitch call me fat, man. That shit's hurtful. I cut her head off. Fuck them instead of prayer circle.
That song's fucking dope.
Yeah. And I'm on the end of that bitch saying, fire, bro.
I meant to bring up whenever Dustin was talking about the last track on Lotus. I was gonna say it's kind of like what they did where Mike's on the Church of Zool at the end, giving a shout out to their fans.
I remember I listened to it and my uncle was like, "You made it, nigga." I was like, hell yeah. I worship that shit, bro. Fire album, fire's end of the song.
Number 3.
Oh yeah.
We got at the 3 spot, Dustin.
I got Twisted Renditions of Reality.
And this how they got a nigga feeling I done fell into reality.
Like a ton of bricks, I'm feeling so sick. One of my dogs passed and shit. I'm feeling like killing them all. But what's that solve? He still gon' be dead in the morning. Why take the fall? Inside, I'll be so mad I'm finna burst. Instead it's Chevys, my homies rolling in the back of a hearse. You know it's worse. It's too hard to cope with some days. Murderous ways leaving me shaking in the days. Comatose, completely toe up. Nerves be so bad I wanna throw up. I'm about to blow up.
When the beat comes on, you know it's the end, you know, and they just go so hard on that track. And it's just got that really good old school vibe to it too.
Oh yeah.
And it was different from the rest of the album as well. It was the first time you ever heard what Romebone calls emo twisted, which is his favorite twisted. First time you ever heard emo twisted was Renditions of Reality.
Yeah.
Great shit.
Yeah, good track.
I'll keep it on the twisted tip with the number 2 on my list is going to be Whoa Whoa from the album Wicked.
They tag that I'm singing, I need better shit. But I won't take it cause I'm lonely and hungry for all the voices in my head again. I wanna let them in, so let it be known. Set it in stone, a diabolical duo was coming home. No one can tell me anything from. If you're a monkey in this style, I'm just listen to me, 10
wraps up the album perfectly, which is what you want a good closer to do. It's almost totally different. Like I said with Dustin's pick, it's almost totally different than the rest of the album. The rest of the album is pure fucking like wicked, evil, fucking going to hell, fucking hanging bitches from extension cords and shit. And then you got fucking whoa that comes on at the end, and it's fucking just, it melds it out. It's almost like the updated version of Renditions of Reality, in my opinion. It's got that same feel to it, same vibe, good to smoke to. Checks every box that I have for an album closer. And I wanted to get Twisted represented because you could pick so many Twisted songs that are on the album closers. Love Don't Live Here Anymore comes to mind. That's probably their most popular song. Mm-hmm. Got the Darkness from Green Book. They always bring the heat at the end of their albums as well. So I wanted to get Twisted on the list. So mine will be Whoa from Wicked.
Oh yeah, I love Wicked too. By the way, Jesus, great album. But number 2, go to 1999, the almighty 5th Jokerz card. Nothing's Left. Ain't no job it had never been slammed and shit.
Yeah.
Fire, bro. I love Nothing's Left.
Yeah.
We already talked about it, so I don't take no time up. But yeah, fire.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, my number 2, Pass Me By.
Does this excite you? Think about it. Does it not stagger the imagination? No builder on earth can conceive any structure to compare to the mansions above. Won't that be something when you go to live in your own mansion? There'll be no concern about paying for it. It's already taken care of. There'll be no worry of being moved out of it. It will be yours forever.
I got shot. The murder was heinous. The bullet went in my eye, balling out my anus. And I was hit, that was it. On the spot, flash. I woke up in a parking lot. And I'm sitting in a 64 Ron Keys with shaggy dope written on the car keys. I looked around, I can't believe that it's possible. I'm dead and I made it to the carnival.
I think that was like the first time I ever heard ICP like that, to be honest. Because like Pass Me By is like it's like something they'd never really done before on anything else, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that vibe. They never had that vibe before with the song. And it was just like, damn. Like, I don't know. It made you think about the afterlife and shit. Like, I don't know. And the sample they use, the preacher, does this excite you? Think about it. Does it not stagger the imagination? That whole fucking thing is so dope, man. Yeah.
Brooklyn showed me the real footage of that too.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's so whenever I see a sample outside, like something that ICP uses a sample outside of the sample, it's so fucking weird. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, it's so dope. Like every bit of it.
Yeah, that song's totally different than the rest of the album. Like the vibe of that song.
I think it's kind of the song that really gave you the first look and example of what the message of the 6th Jokerz card was going to be as well, too.
Yeah, it really did.
I remember when I was younger, I actually didn't enjoy that track as much as I do now. I feel like I appreciate that track more now that I'm older. I feel like when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, I got this whole Wicked album, and then Pass Me By comes on, and I'm like, I'd listen to it every once in a while, but now I definitely like that track way more.
It's one of those tracks that hits deep if you fucking got like a Juggalo homie that's passed away or something too, that connects you to the song. It totally turns the meaning from the song around.
I have at least 3 of them, and it means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And
I like when Jay's describing like his mansion. He's got the maid with her tits hanging out and Faygo on tap and all that shit. It's like, damn, it's so dope.
When I cough, she come and dust my balls off.
Balls off, yeah. So dope.
As a teenager, you're like, sign me up for that mansion.
I know.
It's so funny because even that song is, you know, it's more on a serious, reflective note, and he still says, you know, Elvis tried to play, but he sounded like butt.
He got dissed off. We got pissed off. Sounded like, yeah, so go.
Pretty funny.
Hell yeah. So many good songs to choose from on the album closers, like we said.
Hillbillies in the crowd trying to Cabbage Patch.
Pass me the blunt like a cheat chunk. I try to hit it, couldn't even
fuck with it.
Oh man, never going back. Wonder why.
All right, bro. Number 2, Dustin. What you got?
I'm gonna go with Esham Closed Casket.
That a nigga said I'm dead, and once my mind played all day, better watch the word when the wicked man say. Simple and plain, I feel no pain. Rotten body in the ground with my maggot brain. The fallen angel fell, Father forgive me for heaven. I fail, so now I go to hell at 7.
Like I said, that beat is so hard, that mix. Esham's lyrics on that song are insane. I mean, his lyrics are insane on that whole album, but just the lyric at the where is it? What was the one? Oh, at the end he says, "When I die, I'm going to hell again." Just saying he's already in hell and been to hell. Just like shit like that. Like, yeah.
I don't want to die. My eyes closed. That shit is so fire, bro.
And obviously, you know, that album being so influential to the genre.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, that's my number 2.
Fuck yeah.
Time to get into the number 1 spot now. I started off at the 1 spot for me. I already mentioned it. I'm coming home.
Now I'm coming home. Chicken bone, sugar plum bushes and ice cream cones. All these fake people saying hi to one another. Then they sit around and talk shit about each other. Watering the grass, digging in the ass, trying to make sure they didn't lose any cash. Working hard all your life and now you're finally rich. But look at you, you're just another whack bitch. Call it a slum, that's where I'm from. Murderers and slaughterers, so that's what I become. Spirit little change, cause I just ran out of gas. Reach for your quarter and I'll stick your fucking ass. Nobody wants to be around the ghetto breed. The ghetto got each other and that's all we really need. So what the fuck I'm doing down here? I gotta land on my own. Hey yo dog, fuck it, we going home.
When I hear it, it feels like Detroit in autumn. Like autumn weather, Detroit, steam coming out of the sewers. It just brings you right to that Detroit feel. It's that super grimy shit. It's I'm a scrub and I fucking love it. Style fucking lyrics from, especially like we said about live my life in the gutter. This gutter is who I am. Like it just start like every juggalo can relate to that shit immediately right out the box.
Yeah.
So I had to make my list and I got it at the 1 spot.
Yeah, you when I listen to that song, I do think about, like you said, in the autumn, and I think about like the sun setting and driving off into the sunset, like it's the end of the day, like it has that feeling, like you're heading, you are heading home and going somewhere. So that's a good one.
Fuck yeah.
What I would like to see them do live for Faygo Armageddon more. I don't know if I've ever gotten to even see that live.
Yeah, that was my first Faygo Armageddon. It was the Wicked Weekends they did. They did this.
Oh, yeah. What you got at the 1 spot, Mike?
Number 1, my first Faygo Armageddon. Niggas know what this is. Pass Me By.
Does this excite you? Think about it. Does it not stagger the imagination? No builder on earth can conceive any structure to compare to the mansions above.
Did you ever bring your finger around something? Hey, well picture this. You're not
to your balls, then you'll see what's coming.
We all gon' die, but I'm not gon' fly. Even though most never try, I'm not gon' let this pass me by. No, we all gon' die, but I'm not gon' fly. Even though most never try, I'm not gon' let this pass me by. No.
My favorite ICP song of all time. And it's my favorite closer. You know, me and Luke explained it, you know, quoting the lyrics and shit, so I ain't gotta say much. People know what it is, dog.
Yeah, it's one of the most popular ICP songs. It has to be.
1999, Big Console Outer Space Tour. I was on that motherfucker. So it's like that. It's like right here, bro.
Yeah.
That's the song. That's the first ICP show I seen. Halloween '98. They closed it out with that track. So definitely one of the first one that I seen them close down a show with, and it was fucking dope. They were still throwing. They still had the giant like containers of Faygo that they were filling up the Super Soakers with, and Shaggy's got it and just literally like pouring it on people, like just drenching rows of people during that fucking song. Man, it's so dope.
None of that diet shit.
Dreads. No, it was like orange because it's fucking Halloween, so they had like the orange and the grape and shit. Shaggy still had the dreads. Jay had just cut his, so he had like the crazy like WWE like spikes.
Wild ass shit the nigga had back in '98.
Yep.
I remember going to the Great Malenko anniversary tour, and 2017, and then just them ending with that, and it was just such like a feel good thing. It's like they just played the whole album, like we just got to hear the whole album, and it was just such like a feel good, like there's a good feeling in the crowd during that song.
Yeah, it's like unity.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like one of those songs that makes you put your arm around the juggalos around you, just sing along with it as you're swaying back and forth in the Faygo rain.
I'm so glad we can all enjoy this, and we all, love being here.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my number one has been already said multiple times. Nothing's Left off Jekyll Brothers.
Ain't nothing left here for me, so I'm out this bitch. Fuck stay here. I'm buzzing the fuck out of about. We out this motherfucker right now.
There's no story that ain't been told. There's no gimmick that ain't been sold. There's no ocean that never been swam. There's no jobber that ain't been slammed. There's no road that ain't been traveled. There's no doctor that ain't been baffled. Ain't no thug that never cried. Ain't no preacher that never lied. There's no rumor that ain't been passed. Ain't no question that no one's asked. There's no tree that won't get chopped. There's no bomb that won't get dropped. Ain't no path that no one's laid. Ain't no beast that ain't been afraid. There's no feat that no one can. There's no saga that never.
I still get chills hearing that song. You know what I mean? Especially the end when he just keeps saying, on the day when the wagons come, I just pray that they let me on. I love that part. Like the whole fucking song is just it gives me chills, man. There's only a couple songs that do that. That song and Thy Unveiling. Both those, when I hear them, they still give me chills, like listening to them.
Fuck yeah.
Well, you got to close it out at your one spot, Dustin.
I went with Isham off Kill the Fetus. Helter Skelter.
Like Ice-T, I'm a killer, forever, vanilla, ice on the Ku Klux Klan. You better murder me, man. You better murder me, man. Red rum, murder, murder, murder. Standing in my way, then I gotta hurt ya. Never getting happy, hair always nappy. You'll get slapped, G, unholy pappy. Visions of bloody bodies of vision. My mind in suicide, head on collision. I vision an incision, some psycho decision. Psychedelic funkin', slam jam dunkin'. This is do or die, so I'd rather be dead. Catch 'em out of line, off with the head.
This dude is amazing. I'm the only motherfucker that does Isham, so it's good.
Hell yeah.
To the Dustin.
It's another type of closed casket type ending song where it's just so hard and the lyrics are so evil. And one of them that I thought was funny when I was looking at it was he says Friday the 13th just like Michael.
Yeah, I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
Like he says it because it rhymes with the lyric before, but then you like think about it for years, like for a second, and you're like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
and then he also says, and like Ice-T, I'm a fucking cop killer, making the body count reference. So
Motherfucker sampled that Hellraiser. What's your pleasure, mister? Fire.
Yeah. I love, it's cool because it's like we were talking about all the ending tracks with like, the ICP records and how they kind of mellow you out and bring you down and bring you back to reality or like, twisting and stuff like that. But I do like these tracks that just hit so hard at the end.
Motherfuck the Ku Klux Klan. You gotta murder me, man. Fire.
No, whenever I was thinking of that Aryan Nation, white Caucasian.
Yeah. Elder Skelter is fire, bro. Like, what a great choice.
There's the youth anger in those early albums.
Yeah.
Which really comes across, which is usually when people make some of the best music they ever make.
And Kill the Fetus is dark, bro. That album is the epitome of Fangoria was giving it props and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we talked about it before, like, that could be a death metal cover.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That album title is everything about it is, it can
amazing.
Lyrical content. Another, are we doing honorable mentions or should we just mention?
Yeah, we can roll into honorable mentions. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll wait. But
we can do it right now. We're already,
Okay, I just wanted to mention. I almost put Taste off of Carnival of Carnage.
Oh man!
And Isham's verses in that are really good. And when he says, "I burn a cross in your fucking face," like.
He was down with Nottage, not Soul Train. Oh,
he was on next level. Next level.
Getting more pussy than Belle Biv DeVoe.
And Mike talked about the sampling. I think the sampling game is something that has went the way of the dinosaur. I think the old school did it way better than the new school does it. I don't know why. It seems like it would be easier now, but for some reason the sampling back in the day was just on another level.
I think it's probably because they could get away with it easier without getting hit with shit. Like,
yeah, they don't have copyrights and shit.
Yeah, you could easily pull stuff and be like,
And now, like, YouTube and Spotify will pull your shit down.
Yeah, Spotify will catch it.
Which sucks if you think about the actual, the art is suffering for the fucking profit there.
Yeah.
Which always sucks.
And those samples, they stick with you forever.
Yep. It relates the song to you. That's what made me think of it. Like, there's certain songs, the samples, as soon as you hear them, it just immediately puts that song in your head. You can hear the beat.
Yeah, think about Cotton Candy. And the sample in the beginning.
Oh, my God. Hello, handsome.
Yeah, no, I said that like whenever I hear like a clip and then like just out of random, like sometimes I'll just be watching a movie and I hear something, I'm like, what? That's the sample from, Riddlebox or whatever. I'm like, oh shit, that's wild. Like the first time I realized that it wasn't a sample, but the first time I realized Old Evil Eye was The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah. I marked out hard. I was like, I think it was in school. The teacher was reading it and I was like repeating. I was like saying it ahead of her. Like, oh shit, how do you know that? That's ICP song.
That's so
shit was wild.
Yeah, I remember doing that with the track "Sick" from Slipknot with the "Here Comes the Pain" sample. I think it's from Taxi Driver or something like that. I was watching a movie and all of a sudden it's like, "Here comes the pain." I'm like, "It's fucking Slipknot."
That's from Carlito's Way from '93. Oh,
Carlito's Way, yeah, there was something like that. Yeah,
he goes in the bathroom. He's like, "Okay, I'm reloaded," and he's like, "What do you say? Here comes the pain." Yeah.
Here comes the pain. I was like, "Oh shit, that's fucking Slipknot."
So good.
Straight up, those samples, like I said, it sucks that people can't do them anymore because you'll get pulled off of all the streaming things. While we're doing honorable mentions, I'll mention "Escape Artist" by Blaze. I said one of his tracks almost made it. I love that fucking song, man. That's one of the best, like, just psychopathic songs in general. That's one you could put on, and even if the people listening aren't juggalos, they'll still like that song.
So fucking good.
I think "Venomous" from V5 is the final track on Generation Nightmare, so I wanted to give that one a shout out.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god, I don't like that album that much, but that song is fucking fire.
Yeah,
that song is dope as shit. It definitely makes you fucking want that V5 album.
Yeah,
Fight for the Serpent Fang.
I didn't even think about it because, like Mike said, I'm not really a fan of the album, so I didn't even think to look at that song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Dying Veiling, I know people don't like it, but I still get chills when I hear it.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. I still get chills when I hear it. So that was close on my list.
I love the way they didn't give a fuck what people thought about it.
Yeah.
We're not sorry if we tricked you. You deal with that. You figure out if you still want to fuck with us or not.
Yeah.
And then the way they incorporated all the classic songs that led up to the 6 Jokerz card into that song. It's got all those classic little cuts from all the other songs from that from the first 6. Fucking awesome song, man. That's another one that they don't play enough live to close out shows with.
Yeah.
It was,
I don't know. It'd be a weird song to play live, I think, though.
Yeah.
We're not sorry if we tricked you.
That should be lit, though.
Still dope. I still love that song.
They did it at the rave show. It worked pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
They were throwing out like glitter. They were throwing out like glitter and gold pieces and shit from buckets during that song. And diamond, it looked like diamond rain and shit. It was pretty dope.
Oh, yeah. That'd be dope.
I watched that show the other week, actually, the Wraith show.
Definitely interested in that Bizarre show. It kind of sucks that it's going to be a medley, quote unquote, which means probably not the whole albums. But I want to see every fucking song off those, except of course the ones that got people that ain't there.
Yeah.
Which would suck because Crystal Ball, one of mine, wouldn't be performed in full for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird because like when even not even ICP but other groups and bands, you're like, I hope they do the full album, because it does seem common that like tracks will be skipped or stuff like that.
But those skip tracks you never hear, yet they'll play Tilt-A-Whirl and Let's Go All the Way that you've heard at every concert since the year 2000. It's like, man, don't play those two and play 2 other tracks we never get to hear.
Yeah. You also got to keep in mind that Jay's got to memorize all those songs now, too.
Yeah, songs that he probably ain't heard in 20 years, like just random cuts off Bizarre.
They're even talking about how play songs they play all the time, but they like skip certain verses all the time. When they have to perform the whole song, they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's probably even worse because they've been playing it one way forever. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say.
All of a sudden you throw a monkey in the wrench, you're like, oh.
Shaggy was talking about how they performed, like, sometimes they perform the old school version of Piggy Pie, and sometimes it's the fucking, like, the regular release. That would be shit I'd get mixed up on, is like the album, the songs that I've got different verses for sure. But Jay did school the Hell's Pit performance whenever people were giving him shit from about his Wraith performance of Shangri-La the year before. Then the next year at the Gathering, they did Hell's Pit, and that motherfucker nailed all that one. So hopefully after these Patreons where people's been giving him shit about it, maybe he'll come out and school the fuck out of these bizarre shows.
Yeah.
It seems like he did better at the West Virginia show.
The Hootenanny?
It seemed, I mean, it was way better than the
Prom Night Massacre, yeah.
And like he said, he hadn't done it. They hadn't performed live for over a year, so I doubt he heard any of those songs. If you've heard those songs for the last 25 years of your life, and you've got an opportunity to take a year off, I'm sure you're taking that year off.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Bizarre. Another honorable mention that wasn't on anybody's list: Pendulum's Promise.
Absolutely, honorable mention for me for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Swing left. So that shit's just haunting and fucking
yeah.
Hell yeah, man. They're those. I say it all the time. Bizarre. I like them better than Hell's Pit and the Wraith. I like those better than the 6 Jokerz card.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with
That's how
that.
good those albums are.
I'd say they have like more. The tracks are better than because Hell's Pit and Wraith. There's like tracks that I'll skip.
Yeah, and it sounds more cohesive to the rest of the Joker's cards as well. Probably because Mikey Clark was there.
Yeah.
But once again, we're going to wrap up this 5-piece. Another classic ranking of album closers. We've ranked all kinds of rankings of anything Juggalo. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, go back and check them out. If you think we missed any album closers, if we snubbed any, leave them in the comments down there in the comment section of Fago Lovers YouTube. We'll get to them. And also, if you want to see any top 5 ranked that we haven't got to yet, leave those in the comments. We'll get to those as well. This is the Jokerz Gallery. This is 5-piece, and we out.